There's so many. Has anyone been to them all?
Not likely.
I want to be the first one to see them all.
Truly wonderful the mind of a child is.
Come on.
When you find people who need your help, you help them, no matter what.
Good luck.
We have hope. Hope that things can get better. And they will.
Stand up together. Because that's when we're strongest. As one.
You won't be going alone. You'll have a friend with you.
No. I'll have a Jedi with me.
You might wanna buckle up, baby.
Rise
in the Force.
Take care of this little one.
It'll take care of you. We had each other. That's how we won.
The Force is strong in my family.
Its energy surrounds us and binds us.
What is it they've sent us?
Hope.
Hello there. Welcome to the Nerdy Cantina, where we discuss all things Star Wars, whether it's the movies, the books, the TV series, etc., etc. I am your host and lead bartender at this Nerdy Cantina. My name is Ryan of Nerd Culture, and our panel on these episodes, as we do with every episode, are my incredible co-host slash co-pilot slash Jedi Master, and also my young apprentice. Anyway, please welcome the leader of Snips & Co. _ Hello, Snips. How are you?
Hello, everyone. Hello. Good. How are you?
We're fine. We're all fine here now. Thank you. How are you? We're shining the squad in. Anyway, also coming in, negative. We have a reactor here. Just giving us a few minutes to lock it down. Largely very dangerous. Who is this? What's your operating number? And it was a long, boring conversation anyway. Welcome, Jen, to the stage. Hello, Jen. Welcome back. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you? Thanks for having me back.
Oh, it's great to have you back. And it's great to have you who may be watching or listening to this. Now, if this is your first time here, welcome. And don't forget to like and share this with everyone you know. What we're going to be doing on this show, known as the Nerdy Cantina, we're going to be drawing cards from a deck known as 125 conversation cards that just happen to be themed by Star Wars. Also presented by Inside Editions, hashtag not a sponsor of this program. But if you want to be, give us a call, maybe. And we're going to be drawing those cards here in a moment. But before we get into that, I want to turn things over to my co-host, because we have had the pleasure or the honor, or however you want to slice it and dice it. Free drinks for everybody. First round's on me. And we've been reading something called books. And all we got to do is take a look. It's in a book. We learned that many eons ago from our good friend, LeVar Burton. LeVar, keep up the good work, good man. I know it's another fan, but it doesn't matter, because Trek and Wars, they can all live in the same sandbox and have fun. It's fine. There's no problem here. We can live together in harmony, right? We can do it. It's not that hard. Seriously, Trek, Wars, I mean, it doesn't really matter. We're all friends here. I'm friends with plenty of officers who happen to wear red shirts. I've heard that they die first, but in my case, they haven't died yet. So Snips, I'm just curious, what Star Wars books have you read recently?
I read this one, Tales of Light and Life, which is like a bunch of short stories during the Phase 1 and Phase 2 of the High Republic, and that was pretty awesome. And then I just finished Most Wanted, which is about Han and Kira, like when they kind of first became friends and all that. And then I'm currently reading right now Lords of the Sith, which is like a Vader Palpatine story.
Ooh, my goodness. You know, I do have Star Wars Lords of the Sith in hardcover on my bookshelf. I have yet to read it, so don't give me any spoilers, but is it good so far?
So far, I like it, yeah. Only like 3 chapters in.
Okay. Still early in the game, so we'll wait to hear your full report next time. Just out of curiosity, though, Jen, anything that you've read that has completely blown you out of the water, if not exploded like a Death Star?
Oh, man, one of my recent favorites is The Princess and the Scoundrel, this Star Wars story by the lovely Beth Rivas, if I'm saying that correctly. I might not be. But one of the things that hooked me into this book is that it literally picks up the day after the events of episode 6. So you pick up right the next day and you take the story from there. And you get more with Leia and Han and their love story that leads up to a very eventful day. And there's other stuff that happened in the process on top of it. So really good stuff. And then
fabulous.
And then I'm currently reading the first book of High Republic, Light of the Jedi. Very, very good. I just got done with part 1. I'm working on part 2 right now. I don't agree with people saying that the opening is slow.
Gotcha. Completely understandable. All right. Good stuff. I really think that's awesome stuff. So for me, I don't have one of the images I don't have here, but one of them I do have. So let's bring that up, producers. So let me tell you something. Claudia Gray is a very accomplished writer, very accomplished. And one of the things that she does so well is called perfection. Perfection. And this book, which is called Lost Stars, Star Wars Lost Stars to be more specific, written by Claudia Gray, came out in, I believe it was 2015, I want to say, and it's a New York Times bestseller, and for good reason. So this book is about two characters who grew up together. They were friends, and they go to a certain academy together, learn to be the best pilots or the best cadets in the academy. And maybe there's a bit of a spark there of lovey-dovey. Maybe there's a spark of rebellion. Maybe there's a spark of an empire. Maybe there's some events that take place in and around the original trilogy, which includes New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. And this book is 551 pages, but I'm telling you, it's a breeze. It goes by, you can read it in a really good pace. I mean, please read at your own pace. I'm not saying that you have to read a specific pace, but if you want romance, drama, rebellion, action sequences, I mean, pretty much any of the 31 ingredients that make Baskin-Robbins what it is, you're going to get it all in spades. So this is a book I strongly recommend. All these books that we've mentioned here, we strongly recommend that you give these a chance. Go ahead, give them a read, and let us know your thoughts on it. So this is Lost Stars by Claudia Gray. Now, I know I'm about 7 or 8 years late to this party, Snips, but I know you, and I don't know, Jen, have both of you read Lost Stars, or only Snips has? I can't remember.
I haven't read it yet. That's on my list.
Oh my gosh.
Have you seen the manga for it?
No, there's a manga?
I didn't know there was a manga.
They did a few books over, and I only own Lost Stars into it, but they have a few other ones too. But that was, I just wanted those.
I'm just gonna put both of those on my list: the manga and the non-manga.
It's pretty much the same story, just a few little changes.
But it's manga. I need manga too.
But it's manga. I need it. My precious. I mean, you're starting to sound like Gollum, who just wants everything. But anyway, I'll tell you, I'm sorry, another reference to another property that just happens to be turning 20 years young in the month of December with Return of the King turning 20. So there you go. I know. Is anyone else feeling younger again? Some of us are. But anyway, so those are some of the books that we've had a chance to discover and read. If anyone has any thoughts about any of these books, or maybe even if you've read something that Christie, Jen, or myself should check out, please, by all means, let us know in the comments, let us know in the chat. And by the way, the other thing I meant to emphasize is during this program, when we're asking these questions of our panelists as well as myself, if you have thoughts on these questions that we are about to draw from the deck of cards, by all means, let us know in the comments, let us know in the chat. Be more than happy to hear from you. We're all here to sit down, have a drink, have something to eat, and just have fun discussing Star Wars together. I mean, that's my hope. We can do it civilized. Anyway, so let's good books. Oh, does anyone else here just love to read? Honestly, it's so much fun. It's so much fun.
Love to read.
Don't you just love escapism? So good.
Anyway. Aside from reading, it's why I enjoy role playing.
That could be taken in a couple of different ways, but
D&D.
Oh, D&D. I'm sorry, which stands for Dungeons and Dragons. For those of you wondering what D&D stands for, it means Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes.
Speaking of which, isn't there a D&D convention around somewhere in New York, New Jersey that I'm not aware of? I don't know. Maybe there is. I don't know. D&D has a very big following. If anyone else knows where the local shows are, let us know. I'd be curious to hear your thoughts. Otherwise, outside of the D&D universe, we're going to step into the galaxy far, far away and talk about Star Wars. So here's your first question for our panelists, as well as you who are watching or listening in the comfort of your own home. How about you, Snips? If you were Grogu, would you have chosen to stay and train with someone known as Luke Skywalker, or simply return to the Mandalorian known as Din Djarin, and why?
It's a hard question because Din's like his dad. Like, that's his family. I love it, but at the same time, I feel like Grogu needs to learn like how to use the Force and all that. But I don't know. I understand why he wanted to go back with Din, because like that is his little family, and I love it. But I don't know. You have to get trained at some point.
Fair enough. What about you, Jen? If you were Grogu, would you have chosen to stay and train with Luke Skywalker, who laid the smackdown in then season 2 finale of Mando, or to return to the Mandalorian known as Din Djarin, and why?
Oh, goodness. That is a hard one, because what child doesn't want to be with their parents, no matter what their destiny may lead to? But to kind of tie it into D&D, if this were a dice roll and there was a level that I did not pass, I would probably go with Luke. Actually, I would stay with Luke and train.
Good point. By the way, some people are chiming in the chat. James Scott, what's up, my man? Ryan Permerson. James Scott, how are you, good sir? Hope everything's well in your neck of the woods. Dave Manley says, I'm with you, Jen. I've been a role player for over 40 years now with D&D, just so we're clear. And then Dave goes on to say, if I were Grogu, I'd stay with my dad, Mando. And then James says, I would stay with Luke. Wow, we're getting some we're getting some different answers here. I'm liking it. Anyway, for me, I would stay and train with Luke, because when he laid the smackdown on those Doom Death Troopers candy you-know-what at the end of Mando Season 2, we saw Luke for the first time since 1983. I'm thinking, wow, so this is what you've been doing with your free time since we left you at Return of the Jedi. Okay. Slicing and dicing robots, huh? Can you teach me that? That sounds like fun. So I'm going to go with stay and training with Luke. So I don't know. Let's see here. Dave Manley says, in real life, though, I go with Luke. I left my house as a teenager to work in the outer space industry. Oh, okay. I respect that. Way to go, Dave. Way to go. Awesome sauce. By the way, anyone else has any thoughts on this, by all means, let us know in the comments, let us know in the chat. This is the Nerdy Cantina. If this is your first time here, welcome. And don't forget to like and share this with all of your friends. Here's your next question up for, no, it's not up for bids, Bob. It's just The Price is Right. Good Lord. My references are all over the place today. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I hung out with some friends of mine earlier today, and we were exchanging words and pop culture references were said, and maybe they just kind of stuck in the back of my mind. I don't know why. Anyway, how about you, Jen? You can give Grogu one toy from our galaxy. Just one toy. One toy. What do you give him and why?
One toy from our galaxy.
Could be any toy. Any toy.
There's a couple of ones. They're classic. I would give him a light bright.
Oh, I remember light bright.
I would give Grogu a light bright because he would use it at first in its original intent, but then I'm curious, as his force powers grow, what would he do with light bright?
Maybe he'll eat the pieces.
He might. I mean, he eats eggs. I just saw a comment come up in the chat, and I had the same thought, but no, I would do a light bright. Definitely do a light bright.
Do you remember the commercial? It's light bright. Yeah, you remember that?
I do.
Do you remember that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, the light bright. Maybe the commercial.
I went through all those papers, and I was devastated they didn't make any more.
No. No, you can still get them. They're
No,
still
I
available.
know. But like when you first get it as a kid, you're like, you went through the whole book already. What?
Oh, right. The design book, yeah.
Right.
Design templates, I think they were once called. Templates, is that the right word? Templates? Okay, we'll just go with that. That's a technical term, and I'm trying to sound smart on this program. Good stuff. I don't know if Snips, if you're familiar with something known as the Light Bright, which was long before your time, but I'm just curious, what toy would you give Grogu and why if you had to give him one toy from our galaxy?
Mine's so simple, but I feel like you would have the most fun with a bouncy ball. Like,
yeah,
he loves his like the little ball from the ship, and he's always like jumping up and down. I feel like he would have so much fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bouncy ball. Forget the hack and sack. We'll just give him a bouncy ball. Remember the hack and sacks?
Oh my gosh, I want to see Grogu play hack and sack.
Really? Do you?
That'd be funny.
Does anyone remember the hacky sacks? I think my brothers had one. I think I had one when I was a kid too. Did you have one when you were a kid, Jen?
I didn't have one when I was a kid, but a bunch of my friends in school did, and they were always either like at lunch before classes start, definitely after class. Everyone was playing
the hallway.
The hallway, Snips. We were playing hacky sack in the hallway, so the teachers would trip over.
Tossing it everywhere while they're walking. It's like, how do you do that?
I'm not really sure. I think it takes a lot of hand-eye coordination, right? Is that the term? We'll just go with that. By the way, Dave Manley says I would give Grogu an Etch-a-Sketch. With the Force, he could draw some awesome pictures and use it to communicate. Because in certain circumstances, Dave, and for those of you watching or listening at home, what we've got here is failure to communicate, which is a line from a movie I've never seen, but yet I know what movie it's from, which is so sad that I know that. I know things. I don't know what happened. Anyway, if I were going to give Grogu a toy from our galaxy, and I can only give him one toy, T-O-Y, toy. No. I think the word you're searching for is Space Ranger. The word I'm searching for, I can't say, because there are preschool toys present. Getting kind of tense, aren't you? I give him a Buzz Lightyear action figure.
Oh my gosh, with the karate chop action.
Yeah, hey, use your karate chop action. Hey, how you doing that? Woody, stop it. Sorry, guys, but dinner's canceled. Does anyone remember that movie, the original? It's so
yes,
it's so good. How many times have you watched that, Christy? How many times have you seen the original? You've never seen it, have you? Oh no. Did we stump her? Have you never seen the original Toy Story?
I have. I'm trying to think of how many times I've seen it though, because probably a lot. Because I went through like a Toy Story phase when I was like.
Did you?
8. Yeah, I love Jessie.
Hey.
I was Jessie for Halloween one year.
You were Jessie for Halloween?
A lot.
I had like all the toys.
Are you kidding me? You had all the toys?
I went through like a year where like Toy Story was my favorite. I was like I'm trying to think of how many times I've seen it though. A lot.
You know what scene gets me every time? That makes me laugh hysterically every time. Is when they're in the van or in the truck with the Pizza Planet dude, and he pulls up to the Pizza Planet, and then Buzz is buckled into his seatbelt, but Woody's in the trunk, and he's getting thrown around and tossed around like a rag doll. And then when Buzz unhooks his seatbelt, because the car is stopped at Pizza Planet. Remember that scene? And then he says, "Sheriff." There you are. And then he just falls over. I laugh so much at that scene. It's so good. It's so good. You know what? The three of us need to sit down and do a group watch along together. We should do that.
Yeah.
We should do the original Toy Story just so we can amuse Christy. We should do that. Should we do? Are you up for that? Does that sound like something you would do, Christy?
Toy Story.
You want to do it? Okay, we'll mark that down on our docket. Jen, you might want to write this one down. Anyway. So good. I would give him a Buzz Lightyear action figure. That was my answer to the question. So, with that being said, for those of you wondering what the Bantha fodder is going on, this is the Nerdy Cantina where we're discussing all things Star Wars. We're drawing cards from a deck known as 125 conversation cards that just happens to be themed for Star Wars, and it's presented by Insight Editions. If you want a link to where you can purchase your own deck of cards, it's located in the description of this episode and our past episodes below, so feel free to look at that after you're done watching this incredible broadcast. With that being said, I'm sorry to tell you this, Christy. I'm very sorry. I have to apologize for this. Bad news. You work for the Empire. The good news is you get to choose your boss. So who is it?
Oh boy.
Jeez.
Boy,
Who would what I want to be my boss?
That's a dark question.
They're all bad.
They're all bad.
If there's like a timer for each one, how long will I live depending on the boss that I choose?
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah. Is there one that didn't get force choked to death?
You know what?
We don't talk about Bruno.
I'll work with Thrawn.
Oh, you're gonna work for Thrawn?
Yeah.
Don't you mean Grand Admiral Thrawn?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm working with the blue guy.
I'm gonna go with the blue guy with red eyes.
Okay. Oh yep.
Is it red eyes that he has? Okay,
He
just making
is.
sure. What about you, Jen? The bad news: you have to work for the Empire. The good news is you get to choose your own boss. So who is it? Boy, this is a deep, dark question.
I was trying to go through the different ones, and I'm like, no, that would be terrible. No, that would be terrible.
That's exactly what I'm trying to think. Which one would not be so bad? Yeah, I don't want to pick Thrawn. I want to pick someone different.
Oh boy.
I'll pick Governor Price because I know her demise is coming. And I'll be okay.
She's not as scary as the other ones.
Yeah, is she? Correct me if I'm wrong. Is she the one who has a bit of a change of heart towards the end of her career and wants to switch sides, and then she goes into that ship and it blows up and she dies? Was that her? Yeah. It was on Rebels, I remember. Yeah. That was that character. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure I was thinking of the same character you were. Okay, that's not bad. I'm going to cheat and copy off of Dave's paper. He says, if I worked for the Empire, I want my boss to be Galen Erso. Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Galen because Mads Mikkelsen played that role so well, and his screen time, although it was limited in Rogue One, a Star Wars story, which is the best prequel of all time, by the way, for Star Wars purposes anyway. And Galen Erso is such a sympathetic character. Such a sympathetic character. And Mads Mikkelsen is a really good actor.
Oh, yeah.
Like an insanely good actor. Like, I've known Mads Mikkelsen since 2006's, excuse me, email alert, 2006's Casino Royale when he was Le Chiffre in the Bond movie.
I saw him in King Arthur along with Ray Stevenson.
That's right. That's right. Ian Grufford and Clive Owen. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that, but you're right. I should have remembered that because I just did a rewatch of that movie a month or two ago. Yes, he was really good in that. Although it was not as much screen time as he gets in Casino Royale as Le Chiffre.
No, a powerful character because it left me with questions at the end.
Yeah, he was good. Yeah, I mean he's been acting for years, but I didn't really know who Mads Mikkelsen was until I saw him in Casino Royale from 2006. Although he was in King Arthur, which came out in 2003, 2004, so that was prior to his role in the Bond movie. So maybe that's one of the reasons why he got the role, because people liked his performance in King Arthur so much, and he auditioned for a couple of other things that he auditioned for the role of Le Chiffre, and he got it, and he earned it too. I mean, look at his performance; it's fantastic. Exactly. It's one of the best Bond villains we've ever had. At least in my opinion. I don't know how anyone else feels about Casino Royale from 2006, but if you have any thoughts about it, by all means, let us know about Galen Erso / Mads Mikkelsen's performance. But yeah, Galen Erso would be a good boss because he doesn't really treat anyone badly. He's just kind of forced to do these things in a way against his will, and he's also doing it to protect his own family. So it makes a lot of sense. Mm-hmm. Man, his scene with Jin on the landing pad. Man. So good. So good. Mads Mikkelsen, feel free to come back to Star Wars in any way, shape, or form, even if it's just a voiceover part, please, because you're so good, man. I don't know, I'm just saying. Sorry, I'm getting a little emotional here because Galen Erso is such a great character. I didn't like the way he ended his character on that landing pad. Anyway. I mean, he played his role, but at the same time, like, why did you kill him? Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm losing my mind. So, Dave, what you just said is wrong, sir. Wrong. You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir. Casino Royale from 2006 is miles better than 1967. I'm sorry, you're wrong. Don't worry about it, Snips. It's a movie you don't have to watch. The 2006 version of Casino Royale, yes, you should sit down and watch if you're a Bond fan, or if you're just looking for an introduction to the character of James Bond. Casino Royale is a perfect entry point for you in case you're interested. All right? I'm just throwing that out. You might want to write that one down on your sheet of paper. Anyway, your next question, where was I? Jen, your next question. In Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, C-3PO's mind is wiped to uncover a vital clue. Would you make the same choice if you were in a similar high-stakes conflict? And what type of greater good would compel you to make such a sacrifice?
Mm.
We're going deep.
Very deep.
Very deep.
I mean, if it's gonna save my friends in the galaxy, and it's necessary information to make sure we get the resolution we need, yeah, I would make the same choice. Absolutely. It doesn't negate that it would be easy. I'm gonna struggle with that, especially if you have a lot of history with a droid that's practically been in your family since the moment your dad built them. So yeah, it's not going to be easy, but I would make the same choice.
All right. Your mission, should you choose to accept it. You accept that mission. IMF, sorry, another reference to another franchise. I can't help it. I got too many pop culture references on the brain today. What about you, Christy? In Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, C-3PO's mind is wiped to uncover a vital clue. Would you make the same choice if you were in a similar high-stakes conflict? And what type of greater good would compel you to make such a sacrifice?
I think like what Jen was saying, like for your friends, for like the whole galaxy even. It's not even just like, oh, I'll do it to help you out. Like this is for like everyone. And I think like something people also forget about droids is I know 3PO got it more than R2D2, but like droids were supposed to be like memory wiped all the time. And like R2D2 just never did. C-3PO got it a couple times, but like it's like sad.
He always had a backup and just gave it back.
But for the galaxy, like this is something so big like that where they need it. So yes.
All right. I got you. Some people are chiming in the chat here. Dave Manley says, part of my mind has already been wiped from a stroke that occurred to me 20 years ago. Wow.
Oh,
I didn't know you had a stroke, Dave. I'm so sorry. But we're glad that you're still with us and you're doing well in whatever it is that you're doing. So my hat's off to you, Dave. I'm sorry. Wow, that's something I did not know about you, my friend. Goes on to say, if wiping my mind would save the life of a loved one, I'd wipe it clean myself. Wow. Okay. Willing to make the big choices there, big fella. Dave Mattingly. Well done, good sir. Yeah, I would do it. I mean, if it's saving the life of friends that I'm very close to or loved ones, then yeah, totally do it. For sure. I mean, if something were to happen where, we had to wipe one of the droids or whatever the case may be, memory clean, whether it's to help Christy, Jen, or anyone else who's been on this show, or anyone else who's been on any of our shows for that matter, because I've made a lot of good friends because of those shows. Thank you all. You know who you are. Yeah, I would do it. Yeah, gotta do what you gotta do. Sometimes tough decisions have to be made. That's part of the hero's journey. That's part of a character journey, is making the tough decisions. So there you go. See, we're learning something new about ourselves every day. Oh boy, Snips. Oh boy. Which Star Wars character would you want to appear and give you advice as a spirit?
Ooh.
Yeah. Not Spirit Halloween, but because that's a store that's not sponsoring the show in any way, shape, or form. But if you had to pick a character who would appear to you and give you advice as a spirit or / force ghost, who are you going with?
Oh. I was gonna say Yoda, but I kind of want to do Obi-Wan now. I'm going Obi-Wan because he's been through a lot. He's a very wise guy, and he always knows like what to say in difficult situations. He always is like he's going through it mentally, but he'll get it together. So I would go Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I think someone's been copying off my paper again. Jen, which which Star Wars character would you want to appear and give you advice as a spirit?
Qui-Gon, hands down. Qui-Gon. I love Qui-Gon.
That is a good one.
Can someone say hello real quick?
Hello there. Oh, hey! Yes, I'm so sorry. I thought you were referring to me. Let's put that up on the big screen. Yay!
Baby!
Hey, fur baby.
OMG!
She just walked up to me. I was like, "You want to say hi? This is Luna."
Say hi to Luna. Hello, Luna. Good to see you.
I love her.
Look at that pretty little face. Hello, Luna. Great to see you. Thanks for appearing on stage, or should I say on camera? Is that the word? So sorry.
Hey, camera.
I meant to say camera. My bad. Thank you, Luna. Great to see you. Hope everything's well in your neck of the galaxy.
Yeah, definitely Qui-Gon. I did a Star Wars role-playing game where we actually had that experience with my character, and did not see it coming, and I loved every moment of it.
All right, everyone's copying off 2 different papers of mine. So here's the deal. I'm going to switch up both papers here. All right, I'm going to toss them over to the side because I don't want to copy off of anybody because that's not fair. That's not fair to our panelists. It's not fair to you who may be watching or listening to this. It's okay. I got to bring this up. Black Cat's Rule says, Black Cat's Rule, love Luna.
Hey!
So there's one of the more unique usernames that I've seen on the interwebs. So Black Cat's Rule. You know, wasn't the character of that movie that came out like 35 years ago, Hocus Pocus, a black cat named Jinx?
Binks.
Binks. Excuse me. Binks. So sorry. Yeah. I told you I can't die. Anyway, that's a line from the movie. I'm not saying anything else about the cat. Anyway. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, Black Cat's Rule, love Luna. That's one of the more intriguing comments we've gotten on this episode. For those of you wondering, this is the Nerdy Cantina. We're discussing all things Star Wars, drawing cards from a deck that happens to have Star Wars themed questions on it. If you have any thoughts about these questions, if you have any questions for us regarding Star Wars in any way, shape, or form, let us know in the comments. Let us know in the chat. If you're joining this live on the replay, thank you for being here. And do not forget to like and share this with everyone you know. With that being said, Jen, which Star Wars character do you wish was your best friend?
Did you even answer the last question?
Yeah, I did. I said it was going to be. Oh wait, no, did I? Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Who? Okay, let's go with the one who says everything in reverse. I'm going with Yoda.
Okay.
I would want Yoda to appear to me and give me advice in the spirit. I'm so sorry. Yes, you're right. I forgot. I forgot the question. But yes. If Yoda could appear to me in spirit, even though he's going to say everything backwards, I'm going to have to take a few minutes to like compute all that. I would still want Yoda to appear to me because we're 900 years. Look as good. You are not. Like, yeah, you're right. When I turn 900, I'm not going to look nearly as good looking as you are. So there you go. I'm going with Yoda. He may say everything backwards, but eventually I can decipher it. Or I can always get on my phone and call Jen and be like, Jen, Yoda appeared to me last night. What does he say? And then Jen will give me the answer. So I'm so sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. But okay, Jen, the next question, which Star Wars character do you wish was your best friend?
Oh.
I think I know the answer to this, but I'm just curious.
Son of a motherless goat. I don't like that.
I understood that reference.
Dag burn it. I could only have one?
Yeah, it says best friend. It doesn't say best friends plural. You have to pick one. This goes for both of you.
Anakin Skywalker.
It's a fun time.
I didn't see that one coming.
Anakin Skywalker. I want to be BFFs forever. The Hayden Christensen version, no, nothing against that.
Okay. Gotcha. Anakin Skywalker. I didn't see that one coming. What about you, Christy? Which Star Wars character do you wish was your best friend?
This is too hard to pick one.
Too hard? Too hard? What do you mean it's too hard?
I can give you like 5 right now.
You can name 5 characters?
I would want to be my bestie.
You can only name one.
I thought of another good one. I feel like I'm obligated to say Ahsoka, and I do want her to be my best friend, but there's so many good options too. But
Is that who we're going
What's
with?
gonna, is it gonna
I'll
be
go with
Ahsoka?
Ahsoka. I'll go with Ahsoka.
Let me ask you this. Final answer?
Yes.
Final answer. You just won
Yeah.
the $1 million. I'm sorry. That's from a game show that existed 20-some years ago. Does anyone remember that game show? Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Anybody remember that?
Oh yeah, I used to
The
watch
Regis
that.
Philbin iteration, not the new one.
Yes, with Regis.
Yeah, does
So
anyone remember that? Have you seen reruns of that, Christy? Have you seen Who Wants to Be a Millionaire,
think I-
hosted by Regis Philbin?
I feel like I have.
Okay.
Been a while, though.
If you're missing any of it, I know they posted a bunch of episodes on YouTube. You can watch them later. Isn't that the beauty of the internet? You can pretty much find full episodes of all your favorite childhood stuff, or maybe some of the stuff you watched when you were growing up as an adult. You know what I mean? It's amazing what you can find. I mean, you can find episodes of a 90s game show called Supermarket Sweep that my family and I used to watch when I was a kid. So, yeah. Anyway, am I the only one? Do you remember that, Jen? Supermarket Sweep?
that one I don't remember actually.
Ooh, look that up on YouTube after this show. It is a great game show. The original, not the reboot.
Okay.
The original, hosted by David Ruprecht. Feel free to look it up. It's on YouTube. And for me, which Star Wars character do I wish was my best friend? Sticking with the question, because apparently I have a really good knack for taking things off the rails with random pop culture tangents that Christy probably doesn't understand half of them. And that's okay. Listen, it's okay. We're learning something new every day here, Christy. I just want to make that perfectly clear. Which Star Wars character do you wish was your best friend? Best friend. It's a bit of a tough one because I could name a couple for sure.
Yeah.
Like Christy was saying earlier. Christy was saying I can name 5. I could probably name like 4 or 5. Let's see which Star Wars
Could I? Easy.
Yeah, well, Jen could do the same thing. How about there's so many good ones. I don't even know which would. This is so hard. Okay, Wedge Antilles.
Ooh,
I'm going with Wedge.
nice.
I'm going to go with Wedge Antilles. He's had so much experience in battle and like outside of battle, and he knows what it's like to be in a war and kind of like take things back and just take a moment to breathe and understand where everything is and like don't count yourself out and things like that if you need a bit of encouragement. So I'm going to go with Wedge Antilles. Let's just go with that for argument's sake. Anyone else have thoughts on that? I'm curious. Oh yes, Black Cat's Rule, which is one of the more unique names we've heard on this show. R2-D2 always has your back.
He is the ultimate ride or die, and he ate a snip.
You think so?
And he ate a snip. Nope.
Yeah.
Ride or die.
And then Dave Manley says, I, with my Star Wars best friend, was Kulali? I'm not sure how you say it. Oh, the Ugonaut who helped Mando.
Yes. That's a good choice, too.
The one who says, I have spoken?
Yeah.
Is that who that is?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah. I have spoken. When you lay down the law, or you just give someone some verbal, not abuse, but you just tell it like it is. I have spoken. That's basically your way of pulling a Goodwill Hunting and say, how do you like them apples? Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Have you seen that movie, Goodwill Hunting, Christy?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna write that one down. Go ahead, write it down. I'll give you a few minutes.
That honestly, no, that's a really good movie.
That's the movie that got. That's the one that got Robin
I've
Williams.
been wanting to watch it.
Well, Goodwill Hunting is one of the films that got Robin Williams the Academy Award.
Mm-hmm.
So you might want to write that one down. Anyway, where was I? Oh yes, the next question. Right? Did I answer that? Yeah, it was Wedge. All right, so I think it's. Are we on Christy now? Yeah, Christy. Each member of the Bad Batch, we're talking about the Bad Batch now, has qualities that gives the team an edge in the battlefield. What's something different or unique about you, your friends, or your siblings that gives you an unexpected advantage?
I like this question.
I will go with creativity.
Okay.
Comes in handy.
Yeah, I mean, Snips and Co _ follow her on Instagram. Look at those beautiful canvases behind you. That's very creative.
Thank you.
Did I ever tell you how much we like your canvases? They're fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think one of these days, Jen and I are going to sit down. We're going to commission you to put together the what was it called? The Duel of the Fates. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Would you be willing to do that
Ooh.
as a commission? You willing to do it?
That'd be cool.
All right.
I mean, if we give her money, she just might.
Yeah, we will. Yeah. We can discuss that off camera, but yeah. Duel of the Fates just happens to be Jen and I, like, one of our favorite scenes in the history of Star Wars, and we'd like to have that as a canvas in our office. So, just saying. Anyway, we'll talk more about that later. So, creativity for Christie, because look at the beautiful canvases that are behind her in her studio. They're lovely. That's creativity if I ever saw it. So, Jen, each member of the Bad Batch has qualities that give the team an edge in the field. What's something different or unique about yourself or your friends or maybe even your siblings that gives you an unexpected advantage?
Oh man, actually, Christy took mine. I was going to say creativity. What's something else my comrades and I have that give us a unique edge? Ooh, we can improv really well. Improvisation.
Good one.
Yep. That's a very good skill to have. It's unfortunate that I'm not doing a good enough job in that when it comes to my acting chops. I can act, but improv is difficult for me to do.
Oh yeah, no. It's those moments that we have where we give each other a look and we already know what we're thinking before we even say it, and we can just play off of it so easy. Improvisation, definitely.
We'll have to do some improv exercises one of these days. See if we can read each other's minds. Maybe we can have fun with that. Who knows? You never know. Something could happen. Let's see here. People in the chat are chiming in on this question when it comes to what's an unexpected advantage you would have in a battle or something like that. Dave Manley says, my Bad Batch edge is one of my friends. I'm the guy that knows a guy. Okay.
Ooh. Okay.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. And then he goes on to say, Dave Manley, by the way, other Bad Batch edges are my unshakable faith and my unrelenting optimism.
Also good qualities.
Yes, very good qualities. I would agree. 2 thumbs up, Dave Manley. Thank you, sir. Wow. What? For me, I don't know if this is an advantage or not, but if someone needed me to distract the enemy while the rest are trying to get away clean, not improvisation, but just entertaining, I guess. I don't know if that's an advantage or not, but.
Well, you know what? I'm thinking of the latest Ghostbusters movie with
what podcast?
I love.
Is that what you're thinking? That I'm podcast?
I love podcast. No, I forget her name, but she's the granddaughter of Spain. Phoebe, thank you. I love Phoebe where she goes in to the throne room and she's like, "What do you call a fish without eyes?" She just is like, that's an ideal example.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess my quality or my edge in a battle situation would be distraction. Is that an advantage? I don't know. Maybe it is.
I would say.
Is it?
Look at Phoebe. Yeah. It worked.
Yeah,
Let the teammates do their other stuff.
Yeah, for Phoebe, it worked. You're absolutely right. I actually just saw that not too long ago, and I got to tell you, I was more impressed with that movie than I thought I was going to be. I didn't expect much from that.
It's one of those that you walk into and you're like, okay, let's see what you guys got. But it's directed by the son of the original director, yep. So I knew I was not going to be disappointed. I just didn't know how he was going to handle the Spangler component, and it was one of those good moments in the movie theater that when you finally saw all of them, even with Spangler, the whole theater erupted in applause. It was great.
Yeah, I wish I could have been in the theater to see that movie because I didn't see it until it came out on Blu-ray, Jen. So I saw it way after the fact. But it's still a good movie, though.
Oh, yeah.
Even if you're watching it in the comfort of your own home, I have the Blu-ray edition of it, which is cool, by the way. If you haven't seen Ghostbusters Afterlife, it's a good tying of the knot to the original 2 films. So feel free to sit down and watch that. Maybe you could. Hey, listen, we're in the middle of spooky season right now, so feel free to sit down and do a trilogy marathon. You know, Ghostbusters and then Ghostbusters 2, and then there's Ghostbusters Afterlife, which is the 3rd and final chapter. I mean, allegedly. I heard there's going to make another one that takes place within that same universe, but at the same time, with the situations that are going on in Tinseltown, that's not going to happen for a while. So we'll see what happens.
Get yourself a good bowl of pho for Foberfest and watch Ghostbusters.
Yeah. Have you seen those movies, Christy? Have you seen the originals at all?
I've seen the first one. It was a while ago.
It was a while ago. Okay. All right. Well, feel free to watch the other two if you want. I mean, if you're into that sort of thing. They're funny. I mean, yes, they're a bit scary, but they're not as scary as other horror movies. Let's just put it that way. You know what they say, right? Horror movies are like plenty of genres and subgenres. So there you go. Dave Manley goes on to say, let's see, what do we got here? Dave Manley says, Jen, improv for the win. I performed with Drew Carey's Whose Line Guys. Wow.
I love that show. Whose line is it anyway? So good.
You like that show?
Oh, I do.
Good one. And then Dave Manley goes on to say, Ryan's ability to distract the enemy leads to perfect, we're fine, we're all fine here moments. Yeah. I can listen, I can totally pull off that speech or that dialogue scene in the what is it called? The cell block? Yeah, the cell block. Yeah. I can totally pull that off anytime. And then Dave Manley goes on to say, a friend of mine was posthumously thanked in the credits of the Lady Ghostbusters film from 2016 for being such an awesome fan. The only credit like that. Wow.
That movie was also very funny. I enjoyed that one.
Haven't seen it, can't comment nor speculate, but I've heard very negative about that. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm not here to debate. I haven't seen it, so I can't judge. I just haven't heard too many good things. But anyway, that's not important. So for me, it'd be distraction. That's the answer to the question. Now, here's something that's going to cause a stir for those of you maybe watching or listening to this episode of the Nerdy Cantina, where we're discussing all things Star Wars by drawing questions from a deck of cards like this. If you have any questions or comments about any of these things, let us know in the comments or the chat. Whether you're joining this live or on the replay, thank you for being here. And do not forget to like and share this with everyone you know. Here's a question that's going to cause everything to stir. Jen, what is your favorite Rey moment?
Ooh, favorite Rey moment. The first thing that popped in my head was is it from The Rise of Skywalker? Yeah. It's where she is on, I forget what planet it is, but Kylo Ren is flying after her. She's running in the desert, jumps and does that big force flip and basically just cuts off one of the wings of a starship. I was like, yes, ma'am! Oh, good. So they opened that up with the trailer. I was just like, whoever made that decision, thank you. Thank you. I love that moment. So there's other moments that I really love, but that's the first one that popped in my head that got me really excited for that.
Yeah, that was hinted at in the first teaser trailer. That was good stuff. It's just no music. It's just her breathing.
And then you seeing it on IMAX, you're just like, oh, thank the maker.
You're pulling a C3. Thank the maker. This Oil Bath is going to feel so good. Anyway, that is a good pull. Good pull. So, Christy, a.k.a. Hello Snips, what is your favorite Rey moment?
This one's hard. I love Rey. She's a favorite of mine.
I have her lightsaber hilt in my living room.
I love her. I think I want to go with either like when she like meets up with BB-8 for the first time and like finds BB-8, or I think I'm gonna go with that scene. It's just like the introduction to her and everything. And like that's like I love her in like Jakku, like the whole desert. I just love Rey. So I'm gonna do like the first time we like really like get to see her.
Okay. I got you. Let's see here. Real quick, Dave Manley says, my favorite Rey moment is the Infinity Mirror scene where she tries to understand her past and her place within the universe.
That's a good scene. Very good scene.
Is that Rise of Skywalker or no?
That's The Last Jedi.
Oh, it's Last Jedi. I'm so sorry. Oh, yeah. That's the movie I tend to forget ever happened. But anyway, that's not going to cause a stir in the comments now, is it? Just saying. Anyway, sorry. Not a fan of TLJ. It's not going to happen. But even though there were a few things in that movie that I liked, overall the movie was huge misfire. Anyway, what is your favorite Rey moment? So for me, when you're sitting in a theater, opening weekend, with 300 other fans for The Force Awakens, and we're all losing our minds throughout certain scenes.
The energy was insane just waiting for that opening credit to roll.
Man, in the Force Awakens, which is my personal favorite Star Wars movie, because I saw it 6 times in the theater. I'm not ashamed to say it. 6 times. 6 bloody times. Okay? So there's a scene in the movie where Finn's taking on Kylo in the snow,
I was going to see the snow scene.
Right? You know where I'm going with this? I think you know where I'm going.
Yeah.
So he's going for the fight of his life. He is in it to save his friends. And unfortunately, Finn gets heavily injured during this sequence. So he gets thrown on the ground. He gets hit across a branch of a tree. Like, he is just on the ground. Lightsaber gets flickered to the other side of the snow, right? It's on the other side of the whatever. And for whatever reason, Kylo is trying to pick it up. He's trying to force pick it up, right? He's trying to use the Force, Kylo. But all of a sudden, the thing is flickers out of the snow, flips around. Some people thought it was going to be one character and end up being another. When that thing flips, and Rey is holding it, and for the first time, we're seeing a very young actress holding that saber and becoming the new center of this new trilogy. The theater lost their minds, including myself. When she grabs that saber and the Force theme's playing, we were like, oh my God, like, we have a new Jedi. Like, we have a new hero on the rise. We have a new star in the making. We have a new actress who's going to kick tail, have a couple Oscars on her mantle, potentially. We lost our minds. I was excited. I was already attracted to Daisy Ridley the moment I met her when she first shows up in Force Awakens. But when she pulls that lightsaber out of the snow, because the Force wielded it, it was the will of the Force. It's her time. It's her time to learn the ways of the Force to become a Jedi. She grabs that saber. We all lost our minds. So that's my favorite Rey moment. Basically, it's the moment Rey starting to become Rey. Because in the first 2/3 of the movie, we don't know who this character is. She's, scavenger from nowhere. Don't know what her place is in the story. She goes on this adventure, blah, blah, blah. Gets a saber, 300 people in the theater. Losing our minds. Did you feel the same way, Christie, Jen, when you were in the theater watching that?
Oh, yeah. My theater lost it when we saw her. We just yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Magical times.
Yeah.
So that's probably my favorite Rey moment. Probably. There's a few others. I will say, even though I don't like the film overall, I will give a slight bit of credit because that Praetorian Guard scene in The Last Jedi, when you had a Sith Lord and a Jedi apprentice teaming up, taking out those Praetorian Guards.
That's a really good.
It is.
I've never seen that ever. We've never seen it like that up to that point in Star Wars cinematic history. And when I saw that scene, I was like, this film isn't very good, but this scene right here, first time we've ever seen it in Star Wars, I'm digging it. So
I really love the fight choreography in that scene. So
good.
Yeah, that was one of the few shining lights in that not so good of a movie. But anyway, the next question up for grabs. Sorry, maybe it's my Sith Lord side coming out. Sorry, Jen. Sorry. Anyway, listen, the thing about Star Wars is that not everything everyone is going to like, period. There are moments that are not going to work. There are movies that are not going to work. Last Jedi.
I say this all the time. Star Wars has a very unique fan base. We let it be known our feelings of everything.
Stretch out with your feelings. That's what we learned in 1977.
And there are fans that refuse to watch certain content or watch anything at all because they believe the Legends is canon and not the other things that is deemed canon. So we are a very interesting fan group, and that's it.
We stretch out with our feelings on that one. But anyway,
all the
time, Christie, all the time. So next question up for grabs. This is going to shock absolutely nobody. What was it? I think it was Jen. What is your favorite Grogu moment?
Oh man, honestly, the first. Oh golly. Oh. I think for me, it's this season 2 finale of Mandalorian. During that whole scene when Luke comes, because poor baby got drained a lot of his blood, but the moment Luke comes on the scene, you see his ears perk up. I was like, "It's a Jedi! It's a Jedi! You said who it is!" And then just seeing his reaction to Luke, even though we don't get like the whole big reveal until that moment, and just his response to it and him watching him in awe. I'm like, oh my gosh. That whole thing. And then just that final scene where Luke is holding Grogu and you have R2-D2 and then the door closes. Oh gosh, I really cried during that scene because my favorite Star Wars movie is Return of the Jedi, and that's when I died and rose again and became a geek. when I first saw it. So it was very nostalgic for me, and so good.
Wow. All right. Return of the Jedi. That's another good pick when it comes to the movies or favorite moments per se. Christy, what's your favorite Grogu moment featuring that itty bitty little green child?
There's so many, but I like when they gave him like the IG-11 suit, and then he was just being a menace, pressing yes or no. Yes, no.
Yes.
He was such a little menace.
I was so happy when that became a GIF on Jiffy. I was like, yes.
Oh, did it?
I could use it.
Oh, I should start using that.
Yes. No. It was just so bad. That was funny.
Wow. I didn't know that was a GIF now. No.
Yes,
no,
it's a
yes.
GIF, both of them. Both
Yes.
no and yes.
Yes. No. Grogu, we need to go. No. Just what I don't know. There's a lot of different ways you can take that. By the way,
I use those GIFs at work when someone asks me a really interesting question. I pull those up, especially the no.
Oh, I like to see the look on your coworkers' faces when you send them that GIF.
Here's the funny thing: when people have questions about Star Wars, they come to me. They're like, "So, about this, why are people angry?" I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's a heavy loaded question." And someone the other day actually came up to me, shows I started watching Star Wars from 1, 2, and 3. I'm like, wait. Which 1, 2, and 3? With 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, or prequel 1, 2, 3? It's the one where Anakin is young. Prequels 1, 2, 3. Keep going.
Wow.
I always tell people at work, please, if you're going to ask me anything about Star Wars, tread carefully.
Yeah.
I am not saying.
Wow. Good things here, folks. I got to tell you, favorite Grogu moment. Wow, that's goodness gracious. Let's see here. What was I thinking of earlier? Oh yeah, Dave Manley says my favorite Grogu moment is when he turns the flamethrower blast back onto the trooper. We've never seen anyone use the Force to control fire like that.
That's true.
Okay. And then Dave Manley goes on to say, Star Wars covers several different appetites. My favorite movie is Rogue One, best prequel we ever got. And my favorite show is Mandalorian, with Andor as a close second. But there's enough for everyone to have their own favorites.
Mm-hmm.
That is very, very, very true. Black Cat's Rule says the frogs. The frogs is his favorite Grogu scene.
Good pick.
Yeah, my favorite Grogu moment's when he's eating the frog lady's eggs and he's killing all her babies. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
So barbaric, right?
It is. I know. I'm sorry. That's not my favorite moment. I'm just joking. Sorry, by the way, I'm sorry if I offended any frog ladies and frog ladies' eggs out there. But when Grogu's eating all the eggs, I'm thinking you're kind of committing murder here, dude. What are you doing? And then she's looking at her tank and she's still thinking there's like 50,000 eggs in that thing. More like there's only 2 left. I don't know. Did anyone notice that during the sequence? I don't know. Anyway, favorite Grogu moment for me would probably be either when he's sensing that Luke's when we finally find out it's Luke in that hallway scene. Mm-hmm. That's one. But then another scene that I liked from him was him in school with the kids, trying to be a student, like an actual student, and not bother Mando like he does every 5 seconds. So yeah, being with the kids and just, listening to what the educators, the teacher is, teaching. And then he's like tossing the cookies over to the kid or whatever it was. I don't know. Does anyone remember that scene?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That's a good
when he's
one.
Trying to become an actual student of life. I'm like, okay, now Grogu's starting to get it. It's like, you got to learn stuff. You can't just go at it willy-nilly. You got to learn a few things, son. Come on, boy. Anyway, you know what they say, right? You can't be too cool for school, Grogu. You just can't. Anyway. That's just my 2 cents. Once again, this is the Nerdy Cantina, discussing all things Star Wars by drawing cards from a deck of cards that are Star Wars themed, presented by Inside Editions. Don't forget to like and share this episode with all of your closest friends. If this is your first time here, welcome. Any thoughts or comments, let us know in the chat or let us know in the comments, whether it's live or on the replay. We appreciate it either way. Final question, ladies and gentlemen. Here it goes. You can choose to adopt one Star Wars creature to be your pet.
What I'm doing.
You're choosing your pet. And which do you pick, and what would you name it, Christy?
I'm going with the loth cat.
Darn it! You stole my answer.
What am I naming it?
Name the loth
cat. My one friend online thinks that loth cats have chicken legs, so I'll name it a little chick.
Are they chicken legs?
I don't think so. I'll name it Chicky. Yeah.
You're gonna name it Chicky?
Uh-huh.
Chicky. Okay. Chicky. We need you on aisle 3. Anyway. All right. Chicky, chitty, bang, bang. I love you. Anyway, that's a song from another movie. Anyway, Jen, here's the question. You can choose to adopt one Star Wars creature to be your pet. Which do you pick, and what would you name it that is not called Luna?
Well, I'm assuming Luna is going to be my loth cat in Star Wars universe already, and I wouldn't still name her Luna. Yes, I'm talking about you. Relax. She looked at me as I said, I forget what they're called, but in the Ahsoka show, those horses we see in the final couple episodes.
Yeah, the wildebeests.
Yeah, I would definitely want one of those for myself. I would definitely pick that. There's other ones, but man, I really fell in love with those really quick. I would name mine. Do I go something Star Warsy, or can I do something different? If it's a boy, Raven. And if it's a girl, Melva.
What is it again?
Melva, if it's a girl.
I'm thinking of a name from a TV series that I can't. I'll have to tell you off camera. But anyway, that's kind of a funny reference, but I can't say it on air. So that is interesting. All right. So obviously, you already took my loth cat from me, so I can't have a loth cat. Thanks a lot, Christy.
Oops.
How about the next best thing, Christy? How about this one? How about a loth wolf? How about that? I'm gonna go with a loth.
That was another one I was thinking of.
Were you thinking of a
Loth
loth?
wolves are cool.
Okay, well, for argument's sake, Christy, I'm going to go with a loth. Yeah, try saying that 50 times fast. Loth wolf. Oh my gosh. So for me, it'd be a wolf, and no, I would not call it Woofy. Okay, I'm not going to call it that because I'm not. No offense, but I'm just not 5 years old. So if I'm going to have a loth wolf, I would call it Billy. Because a long time ago, in a TV series far, far away called Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Billy Cranston, who was the Blue Ranger, had a ninja wolf Zord as his Zord at one point.
I forgot about that.
That was when they were with Ninjetti. The Ninjetti.
Yes.
By the way, that's season 3. For those of you wondering what season I'm talking about specifically.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
I'm going to go with, and by the way, full disclosure, I just want to let you know right now. I love the original Megazord. I really do. I'm always going to have a soft spot for the original Megazord. But that blue wolf Zord, whether it's in the movie or the TV series, however you want to go about it, that is a pretty darn cool looking Zord. Okay?
No, it is. I agree.
So, and by the way, wasn't the co-lead character in The Journey of Natty Gann was a wolf? Yeah, The Journey of Natty Gann had a wolf as her companion on that journey with Natty Gann. By the way, for those of you wondering, it's a classic movie. Look it up. It's on Disney+. # not a sponsor. It's a great movie, Christy. You might want to write that one down. The Journey, write this down, of Natty Gann. Very good movie. Have you heard of it? You haven't heard of it? Okay, well, this is like vintage. This is vintage. Very old school. Way before any of our times, Disney. So feel free to look it up later. It's a good, what do you call it? It's a good traveling, it's a family film. So it's a good family film. Feel free to Google it after the show. Anyway, Loth Wolf, I'm going to call it Billy because Billy had a cool wolf Zord during the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger years, specifically in season 3 that Jen and I just happen to remember. Mm-hmm. So there you go. Dave Anley says, Grogu tossed away the cookies. Now you can get a Grogu toothpaste cap so he can toss toothpaste onto your brush every morning. Wow.
Okay.
I don't know if I wanted to hear that one. But then Dave goes on to say, I want a pet Rancor, and I name him Fluffy. Does anyone get that reference? Because I understood it. You know that reference, Christy?
That's a good one.
Come on. It's familiar.
It is familiar.
I want a pet Rancor, and I name him Fluffy. Come on. She's got to know this. I know what it is. Jen knows
I know what it is.
Jen and I knows what it is, but Christie's stumped.
I have faith in you, Snips. Come on.
Come on, Snips. You're my
I'm
apprentice.
not good with all this stuff.
It's no one harasses Fluffy. Come on. You know what? If you think about it later, let us know. But anyway, Dave Manley goes on to say, I'd also like one of those crystal foxes from episode 8, The Last Jedi. I'd name him Sparkles.
Oh, yeah,
I was thinking of doing the fox from Last Jedi.
Really?
I think they're pretty, but I would still want a loft cat way over that. But
yeah, I'll take a
I
loft
think
cat.
they're really pretty.
Yeah, I'll take a loft cat. But those wolves in Last Jedi, I didn't mind the CGI of those creatures either. They were cool.
No, they were beautiful. And I remember when the stills got released, we're like, there's going to be Pokemon in Star Wars.
There's going to be Pokemon in Star Wars.
A lot of people just started putting that out there. I'm like, they're not wrong.
They're not wrong. My goodness, good. Yeah, so Loth Wolf Billy, that's what I go with. Well, we have gone through questions 21 through 30 now in this deck of cards that contains 125 questions relating to Star Wars. So, man, we're 30 questions in. I got to tell you, these questions are getting deeper and more confused. Maybe I wouldn't say confusing, but just deeper, more exciting, more intriguing by the minute. So we hope you have enjoyed this episode of the Nerdy Cantina here at Neuroculture Channel. This has been a lot of fun for my panelists, for myself, hopefully you who are watching or listening to this right now. Christy, where can the good people of the interwebs follow you on social media?
You could follow me at Snips & Co. for my art, which I have a show this Saturday in New Jersey. And then you could also follow me at Admiral Reads, which is my book account, and Book Ascendancy, which is my book podcast.
All you got to do is take a look. It's in a book. And we appreciate you, Snips. You're such a great apprentice.
Thank you.
Such a great young apprentice. And we look forward to having you back really soon. Jen, where can the good people of the interwebs follow you on social media?
You can follow me at both my Instagram handles at rocking_your_balls. That is my podcast called Rocking Your Balls. You can also follow me at Jen Erminia Gadowski. That is my personal handle, also on Instagram. And then for anyone that's interested, I run a Star Wars fan club on the app called Clubhouse. We meet Fridays. Right now, bi-weekly, we're doing a book club. We are currently reading book 1 from Wave 1 of Jedi High Republic. So join us. It's a lot of fun.
There you go. Sounds like a lot of fun. Thank you for being here, Jen. Do greatly appreciate it. My name is Ryan of Neuroculture. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at RyanRPM5. Don't forget to check out all our videos on our YouTube channel. Also, I want to let you know that we are this close, and I do mean sincerely, this close to hitting 1,000 subscribers on this channel. Once we do, go through a great big live stream celebration that's going to have returning guests, surprise guests, and some special giveaways that you, our subscribers/fans, have the opportunity to win, including this incredible, speaking of Star Wars, look at this bad boy. Hello. These prints are brought to you by our good friend, The Art of John Pinto, on Instagram and Facebook. Look at that Star Wars. Oh my gosh. You could be eligible to win that print. You could be eligible to win this one featuring the characters from the Doctor Who universe. Oh my gosh, Doctor Who. How about them apples? I mean, my goodness gracious. Speaking of something we discussed earlier on this episode, Star Trek. There's room for Star Trek in fandom, isn't there, Jen, Christy? I think there is. So Star Trek, Strange New Worlds, you can walk away with prints such as these and many, many more provided by our good friend known as The Art of John Pinto. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Check us out. Also, coming up, we have our movie anniversary watch-alongs in the month of November with The Three Musketeers, Quantum of Solace, and Mrs. Doubtfire. Oh my gosh. Can you believe those films are turning a certain age this year, whether it's 15 or 30? Time flies when you're having fun, Jen. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. The Meaning of Fandom. New episodes are coming your way very soon, but the first few episodes are available on our channel and our Facebook page, so make sure you check those out. So, once again, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of the Nerdy Cantina. Hope you join us on Tuesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Time for a new episode of the Nerdy Cantina, hosted by Ryan, Christy, and Jen. In the meantime, stay healthy, stay strong, stay safe. There's room for all fandoms of all kinds here in this universe. And remember, the Force will be with you always.
There's so many. Has anyone been to them all?
Not likely.
I want to be the first one to see them all.
Truly wonderful the mind of a child is.
Come on. When you find people who need your help, you help them. No matter what.
We have hope. Hope that things can get better. And they will.
Stand up together. Because that's when we're strongest. As one.
You won't be going alone. You'll have a friend with you.
No. I'll have a Jedi with me.
You might wanna buckle up, baby.
Rise in the Force.
Take care of us, little one.
It'll take care of you. We had each other. That's how we won.
Force is strong in my family.
Its energy surrounds us and binds us.
What is it they've sent us?
Hope.